Hi, I'm Ramarza, and welcome to my debut YouTube video. Today is Sunday, and I thought I would share a speed draw video where I illustrate my first generation Sims for the Llamas and Legends challenge of The Sims 4. This challenge was created by Rochella, links in the description box below. I'm super excited about this challenge because I love Dungeons & Dragons and The Sims 4. Both games have been such a comfort and joy in my life for the past 10 years. I've been lurking in communities for most of my online life, and I've admired Critical Role and its community of artists since the beginning of Campaign 2. I would even occasionally browse the art of Campaign 1 when my interest was in different fandoms. I've always been rather shy about appearing on social media, especially with my voice and just general anxiety around being perceived. But with this challenge, I thought, hey, why not give it a go? I plan on playing it anyways, I should go all in. On the screen right now, I have Audrine Boreal. She is going to be my College of Vocals bard, and she hopes to become famous and open a tavern. I was inspired very loosely by Taylor Momsen of The Pretty Reckless and Hayley Williams of Paramore. I like to think Audrine has a slicker vibe, and I imagine her music would probably lean more towards melodic rock than grunge rock. But obviously, it's The Sims. I can't really be that particular with her songs, but it's okay. We can pretend a little bit. To create this illustration, I took screenshots from CreateASim and got a pose I liked from Pinterest. I started with a very simple frame for her body and then slowly built up her features, clothes, and accessories. For her outfit, I selected this beautifully patterned black vest with a yellow undershirt. The collar of the shirt has a beautiful embroidered detail that I think adds an almost country vibe to the shirt. I'm a big fan of her shorts, and I've always wanted a pair like these. And I think they're meant to mimic the material of dress pants or slacks. Either way, I'm in love. Of course, I have her wearing some leather knee-high boots to finish off her base look. You may have noticed earlier that I gave her a cat bracelet. This is because in-game, I gave her a cat named Delilah. She is a fluffy black and gray cat that wears a little black dress. Audrine lives in Brindleton Bay, the town that came with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, with her sister Estella, who I will be illustrating later in this video. Every Dungeons & Dragons character I make has a backstory, and since I never got to play through the childhood of these Sims, I get to use this video as a little make-believe lore drop. Originally, the Boreal sisters lived their lives upon the Boreal, a merchant ship that specialized in transporting luxury goods to and from locations around the known world. Audrine was always seeking out music and joy in every new land they visited. She would dance with her mother, father, and sister every chance they got, no exceptions. She found joy in the love and community that music created. Estella, however, was always a bit more reserved. She found beauty in the waves crashing against the sides of the ship and in the colors that flooded the skies. She found joy in learning new mediums of art and the way that people would stare and assign meaning to it, with or without knowing who had created it. One day, a mysterious lighthouse seemed to be warning her family's ship away from an unknown shore. But their father, always the pragmatic man, seemed to be under some kind of spell, and instead of turning away from the light, he sailed their ship straight towards it. The girls were asleep that night, tucked in by their mother and at peace. It all happened in the dark of night. They woke in dark and churning chaos, only to be washed up on rocky shores. The Boreal sisters woke in a new land that seemed strange even to them. The ship had wrecked on Deadgrass Isle, which had a lighthouse eerily familiar to them. The people in this new land spoke a new, silly language and acted strangely, but they were nice enough. When they asked about the places they knew before, the people just gave confused looks and asked if they had met Windenburg, Henford-on-Bagley, or any other new place that they had not heard of before. After a few years of asking around while being raised by the foster system, the girls concluded that their old life must have been some kind of dream their young minds had invented. But that lighthouse at the edge of Brindleton Bay always seemed to stare at them, inviting them to learn more. When they finally reached adulthood, the sisters took the money they had saved from working as teens and bought a tiny home and parked it on the secluded beach where they could see the lighthouse and remember that strange dream. Now you may have noticed the speed draw has finally moved on to Estella. She is going to follow the College of Arts path. Now I understand the point of a choice in challenges like this is to give us players replayability and just to make the game more unique and fun, but if it's not obvious, I consider myself an artist. And while I love the idea of playing in the College of Arts, opening a gallery just doesn't seem as much fun as opening a tavern. Who knows, maybe I'll choose to do both paths in each generation. Maybe I'll have those of you watching choose who will continue the legacy. I haven't decided yet, so we can deal with that later. For right now, I'm just going to have fun playing out the story of these sisters. Estella is very soft and romantic in contrast to her sister. When I see her, I kind of think of angels and Renaissance paintings and Lyra from Siren's Lament. It's a webtoon on Webtoon, of course, by Instant Miso. As for the style in which she paints, I think she would enjoy painting in an impressionistic style. Not quite as vibrant as Van Gogh, but softer colors and with a bit more form, kind of like Monet. I like to think she does landscapes primarily, but will do portraits for loved ones. Because College of the Arts has one less skill than the College of Vocals, I think I would like her to pick up woodworking as well. It's practical, artistic, and very useful for a legacy challenge. Estella's dressing palette is primarily blue and white. I thought it fit nicely with the nautical theme of their life. In this outfit, she wears a blue ruffled blouse and a pleated skirt with a white thick belt. She wears silver layered jewelry. If you'll notice on her right arm, the hand pressed against her face, she wears a little chain as a bracelet. I have one similar to this in real life that I made and I wear almost every day in real life. It's become sort of a statement piece and conversation starter for when I feel like socializing. I imagine she made this piece when she was a teen and has worn it ever since. Both of my Sims have a pet. Audrine has Delilah and Estella has a little white dog called Cherry, and she wears a little blue bandana. So I have recorded the first episode at this point. I have yet to edit it, but as of right now, I have learned a few things about how their dynamic will play out in-game. Despite being friends, the girls actually have bad compatibility, which I think will make for some interesting dynamics in the future. Maybe they'll have a falling out at some point. Maybe they will just kind of have an awkward and strained relationship when they start running their business together. But who knows? Right now, we're coming to the end of the speed paint. So you're seeing me add a few extra details. In a little bit, the clip that shows off Estella's portrait will be showing up. And then you'll see me add a few touch-ups to Audrine's painting just to kind of make them equal in detail. Hers was a little bit dull at first, but you'll see at the very end a little side-by-side, and it'll show the two of them together, and I'll be using this art for a lot of the thumbnails and a lot of the just art relating this generation of the Legacy Challenge. I will have the link to the first episode in the video description once it is out, but for right now, please just take a look at my beautiful Generation 1 girls, and if you enjoyed watching me draw and hearing me yap about my Sims, please hit that like button and subscribe so that I can grow my YouTube community. I'd love to see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and see you all next time.